Hi. So I do curse in this, so if you don't want to watch, don't watch. Later. Hi, my name is Alicia, and if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. So let's dive in. I wasn't planning on making videos today, but I figured I'd sneak a couple of them in. Sorry if I say your name wrong. Inspired by Tren. This is why people hate you for no reason. And I sort of felt like my whole life people didn't like me for weird reasons or out of jealousy, and I'm just to the point nowadays where people don't like me and I really don't care if they like me or not, you know. I'm just at the point where I don't care. I'm unbothered. But he has a really good video, and I'm just going to pull quotes. I'm not really having no notes this time. I'm just going to say some of his quotes and then some of my input. So, Chosen One keeps being thrown around a lot, and I don't give a damn about titles and being seen as this big presence or whatnot. A lot of times in different periods of my life, I was just looking for trust and just looking for friendship and camaraderie, but I was just running into just this invisible wall. Like, they just didn't want to be friends, and I'm like, okay. And he says they simply don't like you for no reason at all. And then you know you have people that like you here and there, but then they always turn their back on you. Yeah, I've had a lot of experience in that. And it's like he just mentions like all your life you've been hated, and you might be a person that takes good care of yourself. You might be a real strong guy. You have all the muscles. You might be a real nice, beautiful female. You got all the looks and everything, and you've probably been dealing with it your whole life. So I am one of those people that I believe you should take ownership of your own healing and destiny, and I do things to take care of myself every day, and I feel like other people out here could do the same. Like, take care of yourself. No one's going to do it for you. And I just always find it weird, like, you put in the work, but then they're hating on you for the work that they're not willing to do, you know? It's just weird. Like, put in the work. Nobody is stopping you. Figure out your own way for your own self, like I have. Like, for instance, I'm not expecting somebody to make me go work out. I go work out. I also, and I don't talk about this all the time on every video because at this point I said it enough times. I got a bunch of chronic illnesses going on and some health stuff, but I'm not complaining about it or, oh my God, or whining or making a long Facebook post about it. You just figure it out. And I'm just at that place in my life where you figure it out or you don't. And so when people get jealous, I'm like, why? You have no idea what somebody's going through to get where they are, or you have no idea what they've been through to get where they are, and you're hating. Strange. Anyway, let's continue. All your entire life, like, people just completely shutting you down and just undermining you, trying to make you feel like you're just a horrible person. And this is the reason why people are doing this to you. He has a Bible story, and I'm gonna skip over that. But basically, you're growing spiritually in your consciousness. So if you are a highly spiritual person, you follow your heart and you really follow your visions, and you are operating on something that can't even be seen. And it's like a lot of things that everybody considers normal, you don't even have an interest in them. Yeah, so a quick story. I actually ran into an old classmate at a doctor's appointment, and we're reconnecting and stuff like that, and we sort of have an understanding, hey, like, I don't really talk to people from that school era no more. They wasn't nice to me, they wasn't good to me. But it still amazes me, like, how people, when you're on a different path or you've made decisions for your life that they don't understand, they try to push you. So she kept saying, you don't want kids? I'm like, nope, I'm happy without them. I'm child free, and I'm not gonna sit here and change my mind I made my choice, but you're missing out. If I miss out, I miss out. That's okay. And he says the reason why they hate you or make you into this bad person, or the reason why they can't do anything good for you, is because you're just inclined to spiritually, and they know that you don't need them. So, interesting point. I looked for support at different periods of my life, and I think the worst thing for me was being let down so many times through very, 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 very tough times and very, very hard times that I had, when I gave people chance after chance after chance to be there for me. I could not depend or rely on the people I trusted. I've given people many chances to be support systems, be there for me, and be a good friend. They kept fucking me over and kept letting me down. And I come to a realization recently: you have to be there for yourself first. Especially in recent years, I don't look for support from other people anymore. And when he said that, I kind of took a step back. Like, I gave people chances, but they kept letting me down. So what the hell was I supposed to do? Just sit there and keep letting people let me down? It was either I'm going to take matters into my own hands and take ownership of my own healing and ownership of my own destiny and pull myself out of the barrel, or sit there and wait for people and they wasn't going to show up. If they didn't show up during the bad times, why do I think that's going to change? So I don't need them, because they wasn't there, and I had to make the choice. Hey, I'm just going to have to figure this out with or without people, and if they show up to be supportive, great, but if they don't, they don't. You are the type of person where you don't need people like everybody else need people. You know what I mean? You might be the type of person that probably mind your own business and stay in my lane and do your own thing and don't bother nobody. And you know, you just do what you do. That alone time disturbs people, because a lot of people are narcissists and control freaks and stuff like that. So when people see you're not like everyone else, you're not wearing the same things, they try to treat you like an outcast. It's like trying to get into like a fancy restaurant or something, and you got on something like, even though it's regular clothes, you know, people are going to try to keep you from getting in that restaurant because they want to dress you apart. You know, they don't want nobody else to feel uncomfortable in there. And when you come in on with this and that and their tuxedos and dresses, which is not even their business, but you're wearing just casual clothes, it goes to show how sensitive people are. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, because I was just picking notes out of what he was saying. You know who you are, and when you are the chosen one, people are just going to hate you because you know you don't need them, and they know you don't need them, and you don't have to depend on them for anything, and you feel like you depending on them. Okay, let me start over. When people feel like you're depending on them, that gives them some sort of power over you. And that's what people want most of the time, is power. They want to feel like they have some sort of control over you, especially when you're like an interesting person. So let's go back to the part where you don't need people and you're the type of person that stays in my lanes. Yes, accurate. I do stay in my lanes and I mind my own business, and I realize, okay, this is the stuff that I'm smart in, this is the shit that I'm stupid in. I need to focus on my strengths and not worry about my weaknesses, or delegate the stuff that I'm weak in to people that know what they're doing. And I've really gotten good at minding my own business. And so, for example, if I'm at a family reunion, I'm not gonna sit here and ask a cousin that I haven't seen in a long time, oh my gosh, are you married? Did you guys want kids? Because I feel like that's a personal decision and that's none of my business. And if you want to talk to me about that stuff, great. But I'm not gonna dip and be like, oh, are you getting married? Because I hate when people do that stuff to me. And I feel like at this point in my life, if you want to tell me. If you don't, you don't. That's your choice, and I respect your boundaries enough not to ask nosy questions. but I don't get that same respect. A lot of times I get a bunch of weird questions, and questions that are straight up nobody's business. But I'm very good at staying in my lanes. I think that's one of the main reasons why I've had a bunch of successes, because I don't swerve into stuff that's none of my business. And yes, I'm the only child, and I really have thrived in my hermit mode. And yeah, I am the person that likes to dress casually when I go out. And it sometimes makes me stand out, because I have a time where I dress up and get grown and sexy, but I also have times where I just want to go out and be just relax. I don't want to bring attention to myself. I just want to be around people I trust. So anyways, let's just continue on his notes. If you are that person that someone likes, that somebody's attracted to or something like that, once they start talking to you and your conversation is going on, or once them days go by and they can see what you're posting on your Facebook page, they get an understanding that you're a self-sufficient person, and most of the time you're really happy, not a fake happy. Yeah, a lot of people feel like if they can't have power over you, they just don't like you for no reason. Yeah, I can sort of see where people can't control me, and I am not gonna let people tell me what to do. So I've had 18 years of being a dumbass and listening to other people's advice, you know, go to school, go to high school, go to college, get a grade, do that. And I realized around the age of 22, that shit that people told me growing up is not going to get me where I need to be. And it made me very unhappy. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to take my own path and beat my own drum. And if people don't like it, tough. I don't care if they don't like it or not. And trust me, I know I'm not on a lot of call lists from people from my past, because I'm not doing the same things as them. They just don't understand me. And in the perfect world, even if we don't understand each other's past, it doesn't mean that you attack them or treat them mean or try to get people against them. But that's just unfortunately sometimes that's the world that we live in. Like, I've ran into too many people that don't understand me, and so I'm a villain, I'm a monster. I'm not doing things the way that they think I should do it. I'm not taking their road that they chose for me. So because of that, I'm a villain, I'm a monster, I'm bad. So it comes with the territory. I mean, at the end of the day, I had to live with myself. So, and I'm not gonna keep up with the Joneses or do things for other people or to live for other people or to impress other people. Them days are over. And I honestly, even in my younger years, when I was in grade school and high school, I was always kind of the person that liked to go on my own, because being the only child, it's just something I like to do. But man, if I could have done things differently, I think one of the things I probably would have done was just started more businesses sooner rather than later. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause here and make a part 2, because I'm trying to keep these videos under 15 minutes. Thank you for watching, and later.